Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Yelling from the Couch proudly brings to you, it's NFL Trios Champions of the World. I'm Brent Humphries, joined by my co-host Gordon Chatterton and Gage Bertovich. Guys, third time's a charm for getting this thing up and going. None of our teams are in the playoffs anymore. I don't know which one to start with, but guys, how you all feeling this week?
Down.
Same. Yeah, that's the right word to use for this.
I don't know which one's worse, Gage. I really don't. I mean, your team was in it for a half.
3 quarters.
3 quarters, yeah.
My team was leading for the first 3, and then pulled a Linda Lovelace and just suck and bloated plumb out the door. It's terrible. I don't know which one's worse, whether losing a 20-point lead or not having no offense at all for 3 quarters except for 1 touchdown and ending up losing by 2. I don't know which one's worse. I don't know. I think I would rather not be in it at all.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Wasn't bad over here.
Yeah, you know what? 7-6. I was like, all right, we're in this. And then the fourth quarter came around, and no one was in it. The defense didn't look bad. They only gave up 17 points, even though the final was 30-6.
I think Houston's defense was like, all right, C.J. Stroud's turned the ball over 3 times now. They're not going to score any points. Let's go out there and take this for ourselves. And points from the defense in that fourth quarter. That was going to be a tough matchup for anybody with that defense, the way they play. But Stroud tried to help you all out, and that offense for Houston tried to help you all out in that first half, but couldn't take advantage of it.
And yet again, here we are, a team that regular season did not have a running game at all. Not a running game. They were switching between Nick Chubb, Woody Marks, some other dude that I don't even remember whose name it was, Agun Bawale.
Yeah. And
now you have Woody Marks going, 97 yards or something stupid, and Nick Chubb having, I forget what his yardage was, but I think he averaged 4.4 a carry.
Woody Marks went over 100 in that game.
That's right. I left early, so I wouldn't know.
You did get to go to the game.
Yeah, this picture here was actually our seats and where we were.
Well, that's awesome.
Right by where the Steelers ran out and right by where the Steelers went in.
As soon as they played Renegade, the game was over.
Yeah, about that. I'm still waiting for them to play Renegade.
Well, they didn't play Renegade.
They never played Renegade.
They played Renegade every fourth quarter.
I did too. I thought they would have done it.
I think they do if they're winning, right?
They do it anytime, don't they?
Usually they do it when the defense comes in the field. I mean, heck, there was all that backlash in the Buffalo game when they played it down by 24 points. Start of the fourth quarter, Houston's in the red zone, it's 19 or whatever. 7-6. Yeah, that's perfect time to play Renegade. You need the defensive stop, and you don't play it at all. Playoff Renegade, and you don't do it.
Wow. That may be the upset of the week.
Yeah, you know what? That's my underdog pick of last week, was that Renegade wasn't going to be played.
Yeah.
That was the after hours.
Yeah, we was up by 11 points with 6 minutes to go and still lost by 4 because our kicker dropped 8 points. 2 field goals and 2 extra points.
And your head coach is throwing on second down when you're all up instead of trying to kill the clock, making you have to throw on third down as well.
He's a moronic Nimrod. I'd rather have Mike McDaniel.
Cincinnati's offensive coordinator has been interviewed by some teams. I'd be fine if he goes and, hey, come on over to Cincinnati, Mike McDaniel.
You know who's been interviewed for a head coaching position? The Packers defensive coordinator. You want to know what head coaching position he's been interviewed for? Take a look at the background.
Hey, there we go. Well, hey, we might as well go ahead. We might as well go ahead and say it right here. Mike Tomlin steps down as Steelers head coach after 19 seasons, a Super Bowl win, 7 straight playoff losses, 7 straight playoff blowouts. Gage, how you feeling about it?
It's bittersweet. There were Fire Tomlin chants that started on Monday. I think I took videos that it might be heard because it wasn't very loud, but they were being said. And then he goes and steps down. Doesn't get fired, just steps down. The only good thing left is that the Steelers have him for 1 year of team control. So if he does come back, it could be like a Sean Payton thing. Go to TV for a year, come back to coach, and then you trade him to some team and get some draft capital out of it. Maybe Green Bay, give us a first round and a second round pick maybe for him.
We don't have one. We don't have one this draft coming up or the next one.
Well, 2028.
2028.
Yeah.
All depends. I told Brent in the college podcast, I want my team to draft nothing but offensive linemen and at corner, and maybe at corner. But if we keep Trayvon Diggs, and I'll take all. We just need linemen. That's it, because our offensive line sucked for the first 12 games.
The defensive coordinator for Green Bay, he was one of the people that the Steelers requested to interview for the head coaching position. The Carolina defensive coordinator, those are two great teams to choose from. Jesse Minter, Clay Kubiak. You got what else we got? The OC for the Rams and the passing game coordinator, I believe it was
Al Golden.
Well, yeah, so we're
that's the Bengals defensive coordinator. You can interview him if you want.
I would honestly wouldn't surprise me if they did.
I'll drive him to Pittsburgh if you want me to.
I mean, if I'm going to pick who I want as the next head coach, I'm going one of two people. I'm going either Chris Shula, the Rams defensive coordinator, or Brian Flores, the Vikings defensive coordinator. Now, the only issue that I have with that is that Mike Tomlin was a defensive coordinator. He was a defensive-minded head coach who, defense wasn't exactly a specialty in Pittsburgh for most of his tenure. I wouldn't mind bringing in an offensive-minded head coach, but I feel like it's going to be Shula or Flores, and I wouldn't mind it either way. They just have very high standards to live up to and big shoes to fill.
If you want an offensive-minded coach, I've got the perfect guy for you. I will trade him for a 2057 seventh-round pick, Zach Taylor. There's your offensive-minded head coach right there. Let's do it.
Okay, let's make a counteroffer. We'll give you 3 first-round picks, 3 consecutive drafts in a row for Zach Taylor and Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
Deal off. No way. No way. Sorry about that. I'm going to have to decline. We're going to have to.
Oh, fine.
Back.
Then you can keep Zach Taylor and be 8-9 next year.
Yeah, unfortunately, probably so. But, so Tomlin, 19 seasons, but he kind of became Marvin Lewis the second half of his career at Pittsburgh. Yeah. Really good coach in the regular season, could not win a playoff game. That was Marvin Lewis's big knock. That's what Tomlin, all he does is win, except for when it comes to the playoffs. He did win a Super Bowl early. Like I said, second half of his tenure with Pittsburgh, not what Pittsburgh fans were wanting.
No. And I do want to address the whole Super Bowl thing. People were saying he won with the previous regime team. So are you telling me Liam Cohen took Doug Peterson's team to the playoffs this year? Exactly.
Pretty much, yeah. I think Brian Thomas was Doug Peterson was there last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Thomas was there last year. Pretty much, except for who got drafted this year, that was Doug Peterson's team.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence was Urban Meyer's quarterback, though.
Well, it was Urban Meyer's first, and then he was Doug Peterson, right?
So it's just one of those things that's like, you know what? Maybe Doug Peterson was actually a great coach, and he was just 1 year off.
He was a good coach. He won a Super Bowl in Philly.
Okay, I meant in Jacksonville.
He was okay in Jacksonville. Just there was a lot of stuff that did not go his way. There's a lot of injuries.
Liam Cohen's a really good offensive coach, and that is why Jacksonville turned it around this year, is because he knew what to do with those players. Doug Peterson did not.
No. After the Jaguars loss, where, you know what, I had so much faith in Jacksonville. It was such a good game, and Trevor Lawrence ends it on a pin on the first play of the last drive. It was so upsetting.
Yeah, so Buff. Yeah.
Yeah, but then afterwards, Liam Cohen in the press conference just getting all the love from the one reporter.
Okay, so guys, what do you all think about this reporter? This lady is getting a lot of hate from a lot of media people about her question or her, comments to Liam Cohen after the game. But did you hear about any of this, Gordon? So what was she told him? Like, you had a great season, keep your head up. You did a great job this year, and a lot of media people was like, that was unprofessional. You should have never done that. And this is like a little old lady over here saying this. So, Gage, do you think that's fair or foul from her there?
I think she has every right to do it. She's a reporter. She has her airtime because it's her time to talk. If you are upset at a journalist taking, what'd she take, 30 seconds maybe to actually compliment Liam Cohen and the Jaguars on the season, instead of just harking on the loss that you just took in the playoffs, you're a piece of trash if you're doing that. You know what? There is so much hate in the media, and this lady's trying to give just 30 seconds of niceness And there are people out there that are like, you are unprofessional, you suck, you shouldn't be doing that. Screw you.
I completely agree with you on that, man. Like you said, a little bit of positivity goes a long way. There's nothing wrong with somebody saying, hey, you had a great season. Keep your head up. You'll be back next year. You'll be back better than ever. All this. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. A lot better than some other reporter over here that's like, what'd you think about that third and fourth play when you threw the ball and it was against, cover zero and you should have probably, screened it? Like, who cares about all that stuff right there at that point in time? What a sweet moment I thought it was. Just, little old lady out here giving him some confidence. There's nothing wrong with positive words. Nothing wrong at all.
Yep.
Gordon has left the living room, looks like.
I leaned over for a second. No, I agree. If you're going to down her for saying something positive, because otherwise, other than that pick, it was a well-called game.
Yeah.
Well-called game.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason why the other team was in the playoffs too. Yeah. And that's because they had a alien for a quarterback. Let's be just down right on. Josh Allen's beat better teams and worse teams by himself. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Well, James Cook helped. I mean, so it was a well-called game. Good game plan. No, the defense couldn't get the stops on Josh Allen. But then again, a lot of teams had that damn problem this year.
Yeah.
And since he's been in the league, they've had this problem. She said something nice. They hark on him. Shame on him. Piss on him. Fire him. Send him home. Put him in the unemployment line. Sell their house. Make them home.
And these beat writers that go to these press conferences are so whiny. They whine about everything. Like, oh, they didn't have cheese up there with my crackers up there when I was going to the press box. Big deal, you big babies. And by the way, you said the defense didn't play so well against Josh Allen. Well, Josh Hines Allen, University of Kentucky Wildcat, did have a sack in that game, I might add.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, I said it was a good game all the way through. It was no team really pulled away. It was actually a fun game to watch.
Hey, so that was one of the 4 games that were really entertaining this week. Gage, we'll get to yours in a little bit again. And then the one before that, the Patriots and the Chargers, just not good. But this game right here, either way, it could have went either way. I thought Jacksonville was going to pull it out. Buffalo scores that touchdown late. And then Lawrence, makes the mistake on the very next play. Game over. Good run, Jacksonville. Nobody expected you to be here in the first place. I think that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in that AFC South for years to come, even with Lawrence.
Yeah, and just up to Buffalo, you know what? Shout out Brandon Cooks. That man he started with the Saints this year, got released, and then picked up by the Bills, and he looks like he's their number 1 guy right now. Come playoff time, he didn't really do much in the regular season. He had a couple catches. That's fine. Playoff Brandon Cooks was on fire in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it definitely so. And, Buffalo moves on. Josh Allen, there's a path for him to get to the Super Bowl this year without having to face the big guys. And I thought this may be the biggest hurdle that they face was in that wild card round, I think. We'll talk about it here after a while. The first game of the weekend, the Rams defeat the Panthers in what we all thought was going to be a blowout, or somewhat. I mean, we kind of thought maybe a little close, but Rams run away at the end. Panthers keep it close, and the Panthers had a chance in this game. What a game that was, Gordon.
I watched that game. That was better than I thought it was going to be. I think we all pretty much figured the Rams would win, but they wouldn't cover. But I didn't think it was going to be that close. Nope. I didn't think it was going to be, a touchdown without the extra point was going to win the game. That's where it was. Good defense. J.C. Horn kind of kept Nakua in check, and who would have thought that? J.C. Horn's good, but I didn't think he was that good. Devontae Adams, he really didn't do much, but
you say keep Nakua in check. He still had 111 yards, but
but he had more targets. He had a lot of missed opportunities because J.C. Horn was knocking them away from him. If it had been anybody else, he'd have probably had 20 catches.
He definitely was not much of a factor in the second half of that game. Rams got up 14-0, and I thought, here it is. Here's their payback from the last time. It's over with, and then the Panthers come roaring back. Mix hung it up too early, I believe, this year, Gage.
I think they did too. The Rams almost coming this close to blowing it. I mean, I believe Carolina was 10.5-point underdogs. I think we all said the Rams would the Panthers would cover the spread. MVP potential Matt Stafford, not looking his best in the game. He threw 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick, but the pick was just about costly. And Puka, like Gordo mentioned, 18 targets Puka had and 10 catches. He should have had 11. He dropped 1. I mean, right out of his hands. It wasn't even funny. And then other guys out there, Tyler Higbee, 2 for 45. He had a big catch going down there. Kobe Parkinson with probably the catch of the playoffs. That was insane on his touchdown grab. And in Carolina, you know what? Bryce Young, we made fun of him, me especially, for not being able to throw over 200 yards. And he threw for 264, a touchdown, a pick, and leaned on Chuba Hubbard in the run game. He got 2 touchdowns on the ground. Jalen Coker coming out of nowhere, 9 for 134 and a touchdown. It was a great game overall. And there was a part of me that towards the end, I was like, oh my God, Carolina's going to do it. They're going to do it again.
And then the Rams come down, 38 seconds left, score the go-ahead touchdown, and then Carolina just couldn't do anything with the possession they had next, and they lost it. But great effort for Carolina, kept it close, and just fell short. Nothing to be ashamed of for Carolina. 8-9 going into the game, and you almost take out what some people believe is the Super Bowl favorites on that side. Yeah, what a game though. Good start to the playoff weekend, and then we go to Saturday night, and the Bears defeat the Packers 31-27. We all rode with the Packers on this one, Gordo. We were on your side, and your team let us down at the end. Gordon, here's your shot. There you go. Have at it.
My impersonation of the Green Bay Packer offense in the second half of that game. Are you ready? They disappeared. Now, in the second half, there was a touchdown. Matthew Golden's first touchdown of the season. Put him up by 11 with 6 minutes to go. That should have been plenty of time. Should have.
You're up 12 going into the fourth quarter, or up 15 going into the fourth quarter.
We was up 18 at halftime.
And held the Bears to just a field goal in the third quarter. Yeah. And then the fourth quarter happens. Boy, the fourth quarter was not kind to you guys on Saturday and Sunday.
No, me and Gage agree. The game should only be 3 quarters.
Count.
Yeah, stop the count. No, you stop counting. No, you keep counting. No, just kidding. But they just disappeared. And the defense, well, Brent, me and you was texting back and forth. And I said, you said they can't stop the run. And I told you, I said, that's where they missed Devontae Wyatt to stop the run. And then the 3rd and long they completed. I said, that's where they missed Micah Parsons.
Yep. Yeah, we all talk about Parsons being hurt and how much that hurt the Packers defense, but you're right. Wyatt being out really hurt them on the running game the other day.
Yeah.
And the Bears took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Well, they can't stop the run.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to stop the run since Parsons went out. I mean, they wasn't great at it before, but at least they was halfway competent in stopping the run. Once he went out, and Devontae Wyatt was going after week 5. After he went out, it was like there was no rush defense at all. It was like, you want to run? Well, here, you can have 10 yards. Here, take 10 yards. Take 20 this time.
And look, Colston Loveland had a huge game for the Bears. He's really come on in the second half of the season. And Gordon, I mean, I talked about a former Kentucky Wildcat earlier. I'm going to talk about a former Kentucky Wildcat in a little bit too, but also a former Kentucky Wildcat. He did not have a really good game in that second half. Carrington Valentine.
Okay, now let's put this up. As far as on our team, I don't count Diggs because he really didn't play in that game. I think he only played like 2 snaps because he just got there. 1. Okay, I thought I saw him on special teams, but okay.
No, I'm just talking defense.
Okay, defense, yeah, 1. Can't really count him. As far as on whole year, I know Keyshawn Nixon had all the pass breakups, but that was only when Micah Parsons was in the game. The minute if he wasn't playing, he got smoked, and he got smoked a lot. Carrington Valentine, the 7th round pick, was our best cornerback all year. And I like him. I think he plays good. He plays hard. At least he plays with effort.
He does. He's got some swag to him, too, even though the talent may not back it up. But
he hasn't earned. He hasn't.
No, he hasn't, but he's got it.
He's got it. But if you're going to have it, you're going to have to start showing something.
Reminds me of Eli Apple with the Bengals.
Yeah, he could talk, but
he couldn't back it up always.
Yeah, his mouth got started at Ohio State when there was 3 other corners.
Yeah,
there he'd be stuck on the number 3 or number 2 or number 3 corner or wide receiver, so he could talk all the smack he wanted. He was against the guys that was never going to make it to the league. But because I think when he played, they had Jeff Okuda. In college, he was awesome. In the pros, he ain't been nothing.
No.
He got drafted in the first round of Detroit, and he got cut.
Pick number 3, I think, wasn't he? He was the 3rd pick in that draft, or 4th.
He was a man-to-man corner, and they played a lot of zone, and that wasn't his strong suit. So it made him look like shit. Now everywhere he goes, they play a lot of zone, and he's not good. He was never a good zone corner. But, I think I said this before. We go into the season with 3.5 corners. I still count Bo Melton as a half corner because he's really not a good corner. He's a wide receiver masking as a corner, and he's not good at neither one. So he just dry humped our schedule. That's all.
Yeah. So the Bears, though, I mean, they came back. They won that game. Gordon,
And
I
they
believe.
suck.
Didn't we have a bet on this podcast last week that if the Bears won, you'd paint your fingernails in honor of Caleb Williams, Gordon? Is that?
I do remember that.
Yeah. I think we're going to pull out the tape. I think that's what we did.
Yeah, no. I think I told you the only reason why I'm picking Green Bay is because it's my team. I don't like Chicago. The baby Bears suck. I think Matt LaFleur ought to tell his team from now on, or whoever the coach is, if it's the Bears, if you can score 100, you're going to hang 100. We're not pulling the starters. If we're up by 50, we're not pulling the starters. We're still going for bombs and going to try to score every time we got the ball.
Well, Gage, what did you think about the game? What did you think about the post-game handshake between Ben Johnson and Matt LaFleur? And I don't think Ben Johnson likes the Packers. Specifically, he said he likes beating Matt LaFleur twice in the season at his press conference before the season started, and here we are.
Just circling back real quick, I think when Gordo paints his fingernails, one hand has to be black and yellow, and the other one has to be orange and black. Just saying. But that handshake, you know what? That was
something.
But
Yeah.
you could almost say it was very expected.
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me you think, oh, they're gonna have a great handshake afterwards. There's you know what? They love each other. They're such good friends. I think LaFleur and Johnson hate each other.
Yep.
And I think it doesn't help that Johnson has had, some experience being in that division before taking the head coaching role. Thought it was funny, but at the same time, it's like, handshake, yeah, get out of here. All right, talk to you later.
Yeah, and then then the locker room celebration with Ben Johnson. Hey, winner gets to talk all they want.
Yeah. What they say in that? What Ben Johnson say there, Gordon?
I think he said, "Fuck the Packers."
He did.
I think you'd be right.
Now, me on the field, I'd have probably got fined if I was the coach. He'd have been walking over, and when he stuck his handshake, I'd have went like this and pulled my finger up and went, "Screw you."
Matt LaFleur may do that next time because they showed all 3 of their handshakes this year, and none of them were very friendly. So this is a rivalry to be continued, looks like. But the Packers
need to start hanging hundreds on them.
Packers are eliminated. And then the other game Sunday, one of the other games we haven't talked about yet, the San Francisco 49ers take out the defending champs Philadelphia Eagles 23-19. Philly is gone. A.J. Brown, you want to talk about some warm greetings over there on the sidelines. A.J. Brown, Nick Sirianni asking what kind of plans are we going to have for the offseason. I believe that's what they were saying. Maybe not. I may be off on that a little bit. Guys, what did you think about Philly going out? And what did you think about the heated exchange on the sideline, Gage?
Well, I do got to say, first, excited that Philly is out of it. Thank goodness. Relevant. Yeah, new champ, relevant Eagles hater over here on this side of Pennsylvania. Yeah, it was very nice to watch that. A.J. Brown, you know what? If you're going to have an altercation with your coach on the sideline because you want the ball, and then you get the ball and you drop the ball, you should probably catch the ball. Just saying. And it's not like they were contested catches, the DB had his hand in there or something to try to break it up. He got hit. No, it was in the hands, out of the hands, and then
slant pass and drop.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. But you know what? Both teams scored a touchdown on their first possessions of the game. I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a shootout. Like, this is going to be no defense in this game. And then there was a lot of defense and a lot of defense and a lot of defense until the fourth quarter. And then the offense came back.
Yeah. Last of the entertaining games of the weekend. This one was right here. Surprisingly, Philly was in an entertaining game. But we get that offense and that team out of here for the season. San Francisco looked pretty good. Being down all their linebackers, Hendricks, who they picked up in November, stepped up and played pretty good for him at linebacker there.
Yeah, he used to be Minnesota. He used to be a Viking, didn't he?
Yep, he did.
Yeah. I think he was the one that did the hit on Aaron Rodgers that broke his collarbone, which started that rule that you can't put all your body weight on a quarterback when you sack him. I'm thinking that's who it was. I have a pretty good memory about this. I know it was the Vikings. I'm thinking it was Kendrick. And that's when Brett Hundley went in, and God, that was horrible. Was that? No, that wasn't Brett Hundley. That was that moron we got from Cleveland.
Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah, Deshaun Kaiser. Oh my God, was that horrible? That was a missed experiment. Oh my God, I had nightmares.
What about the dual threat wide receiver that they've got out there? Juwan Jennings throws a touchdown pass in this game.
Beautiful throw.
To McCaffrey. What a catch.
That's the best dual threat right there.
Yeah, that's a true dual threat.
He can line up in receiver. He can throw it too. I think he's had a couple games with a touchdown pass.
He threw one in the Super Bowl here.
Yeah.
Last time.
Yeah, he had one. I think there was a couple games where he had a receiving, rushing, and passing touchdown on the same damn game. The trifecta. He is the super athlete.
Him and Taysom Hill. But then we get to a few games that were, and it's the Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. Justin Herbert, as we predicted, almost got killed last week. And they're heading home. Harbaugh's firing assistant coaches. Yeah, I didn't really learn a whole lot out of New England during that game because I think it's more on what the Chargers is,
It's more about who the Chargers aren't.
Right.
It's just one of those things. Like both teams have a really good defense. Who's going to outscore the other one? It's going to be the Patriots defense because Chargers can't protect her.
Not at all. And that showed. And there was one point at the end where he just laid there for a second and you're just like, that man is defeated. And, feel for him right there. And that was about it. He had about all he could take. And it was over with for him. Charger season's over. Patriots move on. And then the Monday night game, Gage, we've already talked about it a little bit. Houston defeats Pittsburgh 30-6. So the first four games, entertaining as can be. The last two, not so much. Man, that Houston defense is scary. We've heard about them for all season long. We've gotten some flack about them, but they're the real deal.
I'm super upset they couldn't do that though, like during the fantasy season, because that pointage would have been great.
Yeah, it would have been.
But I do want to say, shout out real quick, concession stand lady at Acrisure Stadium. I don't know your name, but I got 4 free pretzels, and I love you for it.
Shout out Acrisure Stadium lady, you the real hero.
It saved me $32. I appreciate it.
So our picks last week, Gordon went 4-2. I went 3-3. Gage went 2-4. Hey, whatever.
I just can't win this year.
No, under 500. I'm at 500. Gordon's one game over 500. So we'll see. Before we get into our picks, a little bit more news here. Guys, Mike McDaniel finally fired as the Dolphins head coach. The news, we thought he survived. And then last week, they said, nope, we're done. Guys, are you surprised they finally fired Mike McDaniel? Surprised they done it at this point in time?
When I didn't fire him 10 weeks ago, I figured he was just going to be here next year.
Well, and they waited till after the first round of the playoffs, and they're like, wait a minute, no, we can't continue with Mike McDaniel's head coach. What are we doing? Finally fired him.
Yeah, like Gordo said, he should have been out of there weeks ago when we all said it. And then they went on winning 4 out of 5 games or whatever, and then back on a losing streak again. And then they don't fire him after the regular season. It's like, oh, McDaniel's still there. Okay, cool. And then everyone forgets about it. Besides for probably people that live down there in Miami, complete silence. And then just boom, Mike McDaniel fired. Whoa, forgot he wasn't already fired.
Yeah, wasn't that like a thing that's already okay? All right, so we're doing this. Wouldn't mind having him as an OC though. I'll just say that right.
Oh, me too. But I said right now, I'd probably take him as the head coach, believe it or not. I mean,
I don't know, man. That's kind of scary down there I don't know. But another piece of news here, the New York Giants are set to hire John Harbaugh as their next head coach. Harbaugh parted ways with the Ravens last week, and that's where he wanted to go, apparently, is to the Giants, and the Giants are set to hire him. What do y'all think about the hiring for the Giants and John Harbaugh?
Why would Harbaugh want to go there?
Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors.
And what we saw out of
a decent defense.
Decent defense, yeah. But what we saw out of it this year is okay, Jackson Dart didn't I mean, he was okay for a rookie. Didn't play great, but he was out without Malik Neighbors for a while, without Scatabo. I am interested to see what happens, considering, the last quarterback John Harbaugh had, Lamar Jackson. He's a thrower and he's a runner. Jackson Dart now is a thrower and a runner. And who did he take with him? His OC, Todd Monk.
Now, here's the question. Would you rather coach the Giants in the future or the Ravens?
Probably the Ravens, just because they're more set up for success rate. Especially if I'm Harbaugh, like, he's older, he's getting up there in age. Who knows how long he's going to be coaching?
Right.
So he might not have 3, 4, 5 years to put a team together to go win a championship. He may not be there for that.
So I'll agree with you. Next year, I would probably say Ravens. Past next year, I would probably say the Giants. Lamar Jackson has showed this year that he's slowed down a little bit. He's not the same quarterback as he has. The injuries are starting to catch up to him a little bit. Derrick Henry, this guy's not going to be able to run like he is forever. Wide receiver-wise, they really don't have nobody. And then the defense is shaky at best over there this season. They're old. And then the Giants, you've got young guys over there. Malik Neighbors, once he comes back, an explosive guy on the outside. Cam Scatabo, we already know what he is. I mean, that guy will run through whatever. And then Jackson Dart, a fun young quarterback. And then the defensive line for them especially. Really good defensive line for the Giants. So I think maybe next year you'd probably be better off with the Ravens. But after that, I think the Giants is probably better long term.
It's just hard to tell. I mean, you said, Derrick Henry's not going to be running forever. I agree with that. But everyone also said that after he left Tennessee. And he just put up 1,900 yards and 16 touchdowns in his first year, and then almost 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns this year. So this guy might just run forever and not care.
He may do it, but, it's an interesting hire for the Giants. Probably the best hire they could get, but I don't know if it's going to be the best fit. We'll see. See how it goes. So, guys, let's go on now. Let's start it out. Let's get to our picks for the week. And let's start it out on Saturday. The Buffalo Bills travel to Denver to face the Denver Broncos at 4:30 on CBS. Denver is a 1.5-point favorite, the number 1 seed in the AFC. Gordon, what do you think here?
I know the Broncos are at home, or as I like to call them, the Denver Elways. His likeness is on the side of their helmet, horse face. Anyways, back to it though. Bo Nix is a pretty decent quarterback, but he's not as good as Josh Allen, and he is prone to making some mistakes. And I'm going to take the Road Dogs. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills because of the alien.
Gage, what do you think?
I know there's only 4 games this week, but game of the week, possibly. Bills at Broncos 4:30 Saturday. It's setting up to be a great matchup. 1.5. I would have actually thought the Bills would be favored in this one, just because it's the Bills. It's the alien. I'm going to roll with Gordon here. Give me the Bills. They take out the number 1 seed, and I think this is Josh Allen's path to the Super Bowl. And then probably losing the Super Bowl, but it's his path to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think this is Josh Allen's best team that he's had around him in Buffalo. But you play the path that's in front of you. Like I mentioned earlier, I think maybe Jacksonville, maybe their toughest game that they had in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. Denver has won a lot of close games this year. They've got a really good defense. Bo Nix picks it up when he needs to. They're nothing flashy, nothing real fun about watching them offensively either. But defensively, they're pretty sound, pretty good over there. You got Surtain back there. It's really good. Benito. I mean, you've got a lot of good players on that defense. Then you got Josh Allen on the other side over there. I think I'm with you guys here. I think Buffalo goes into Denver and knocks them off in an upset, according to the line here. But I'm with you. I don't think I would consider this an actual upset here. So I'm not going to pull out my saying yet because I've got a bigger one coming up. But I've got the Buffalo Bills in this one. I think Buffalo wins it. And, of course, that they cover it because they're the dogs. I'm just going to say that here. So the next matchup we've got on Saturday, the San Francisco 49ers travel to Seattle to face the Seattle Seahawks at 8 o'clock on Fox. Seattle is a 7-point favorite. I'm going to roll with this one first. All right, so 2 weeks ago, week 18, these two teams played for the number 1 overall seed. After the game was over with, was it Sam Darnold told Brock Purdy, see you in 2 weeks? Here we are. We're here. back in Seattle for this rivalry game here. These two teams, not a fan of each other. Sam Darnold in the playoffs. Do you trust him? You trust him? Do we trust Sam Darnold? I don't know. The defense is really good, though. The defense carried them the last time these two teams played. San Francisco's defense been pieced together. Robert Saleh's done a pretty good job with what he's had over there to work with everybody being hurt. I mean, you just signed Kendricks to the practice squad in November. He's just now coming up and playing now. He's not as fast as some of those younger linebackers they've got over there, but he's smart. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing over there. And then on offense, you're starting to get everybody healthy, except for George Kittle, who always ends up hurt. But Tonga's not bad. The very key part of this for me in this matchup, San Francisco, the last time these two teams played, they could not get the running game going. Trent Williams did not play. Trent Williams is playing this week. I think that they get that running game going this time, and I think that San Francisco pulls off the upset in Seattle. Give me the Niners to win this game on the road in Seattle because they are the road dog, Jesse James. And there we go. Gordon, what do you think here?
I actually agree with you. And for the exact same reasons. I don't know if Kittle's going to play, but Trent Williams is. And if Kittle plays, that almost all but guarantees San Francisco will win. Because if Trent Williams is healthy and George Kittle is playing, McCaffrey is either going to receive the ball and kill you or he's going to run the ball and kill you. But we know who it's going to be. We just don't know how he's going to do it. He might even throw the ball and kill you. It's hard telling. But give me the Niners, and because they're the road dogs. You've already said it, so I'm not going to do it again. But yeah, Niners.
Gage. Oh, go ahead, Gordon. Finish your thought.
Well, no, I was going to say Niners, and I actually think they win by more than 7.
Man, Gage, what do you think? Take 2.
So we didn't have this planned. My underdog pick of the week is the San Francisco 49ers as well. We're all doing this together. We're all taking the road dog, Jesse James. And it's simple. I mean, you guys said it. The Niners offense runs through CMC. CMC has been great. Like you said, George Kittle's out. Tongas has filled in well for him, though, while Kittle's been out this season. They don't get Fred Warner back, which is a huge hit to defense. But Eric Kendricks stepping up, doing pretty good. They're down. I think they were the 4, 5, and 6 linebackers on the season, and they were able to do very good against Philly. Seahawks, I just don't think they're gonna be able to do it. They're gonna double team JSN, and they're gonna focus in on the run game. And if they're smart, they blitz Sam Darnold.
Yes.
Apply the pressure. But my bold prediction for this game is Eric Kendricks 1.5 sacks. Give me that for him. I just think they're going to be bringing a lot of pressure and a lot of special types of blitz.
Nice. All right, so we're all rolling on the same island here. So in the background here, I've got it on the TNA live on AMC, and AJ Styles walks out at the beginning of it. So that's a pretty cool little thing there, a little flashback there for TNA. The next matchup, we go to Sunday, and the Houston Texans travel to New England to face the New England Patriots at 3 o'clock on ESPN or ABC. New England is a 3-point favorite at home. Gage, what do we think here?
I'm going to be honest, I don't want either of these teams to win. I don't want the Patriots dynasty to be back. And, the Texans, it's just a hate pick right now. Man, I don't know. Both of these teams have a good defense, but we know whose defense is better, and that's Houston. But the Patriots' offense is much better, I believe, than Houston's offense. They scored a couple touchdowns. They actually put up more points, I believe, offensive-wise than what New England did. But the Chargers' defense better, I think, than the Steelers, blah, blah, blah. Oh, man. I'm just going to roll with a favorite in this one. It's in New England. I think that's the only reason New England is the favorite. Give me the Patriots, and I'm going to take them.
Gordon, what do you think?
Apparently, I'm going to have a theme. I'm taking the Texans, the underdogs, the road dogs. Again, 3rd time in a row. Do you think I'll do it on the next game? More than likely. It's a theme. Give me a Texans. New England really don't have a dominant receiver. So Derek Stingley will take away half the field. He'll be on whoever he's on that one side, they'll just max out over on the other side, and everyone else, he will take one person out completely. So if they put Kayshon Boutte over there across from Derek Stingley, he ain't getting the ball thrown to him because Stingley will pick you off and he will take it back. That's why the last game you didn't hardly hear his name. You know why? Because when he was on him, the quarterback would not throw in his direction. He is as they call sometimes in the NFL, a pick magnet. I remember that crap from Darren Sharper, and I couldn't believe that had to be the stupidest thing ever. But Derek Stingley, he will pick him off if he tries him. So give me the Houston Texans and a win in Gillette Stadium. They're going to shave the Pats. Gillette.
So I went on Sports by Compion podcast last week, and we made our picks on there too. And he brought up something that I'm stealing right here, right now, because it was awesome. You mentioned they don't have a good wide receiver for the Patriots. Well, Booty is wide open. I just had to say it. I thought that was great. Going for it. I loved hearing it. So I'm stealing it right now. But this Houston Texans team is really good defensively. If CJ Stroud cannot turn the ball over, I think they got a shot here. Patriots defense is really good, but have the Patriots really beaten a great team this year besides Buffalo that one time? They've had a pretty weak schedule to get to 14 wins. Now, you only play the teams that's in front of you and yada, yada, yada. Their offense is probably a little bit better than the Texans, but if Stroud can not turn the ball over, I think they're pretty evenly matched for the most part with talent. Nico Collins, is he playing this week? He went out last week
with a concussion.
Is he going to be cleared? Don't know. Jaden Higgins stepped up, played pretty well in that spot. I'm going to go with you, Gordon, on this one here, and I think that the Road Dogs win this one here once again. They win on defense. It's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Houston wins it, and I think they cover, of course, because they're the Road Dogs. And here we are, 3 of the 4 Road Dogs. Me and Gordon's picked. It's great.
So looking it up real quick, Nico Collins is trending in the wrong direction and looks to miss the crucial matchup this week. That is huge, but apparently Christian Kirk is prime Randy Moss in the playoffs, so it's fine. But I think this is going to be a BBG, a big booty game, as well as Stephon Diggs is still out there. He was a 1,000-yard receiver this year. Is he playing? Is he allowed to? I think so. So you're going to have You're going to be. Never mind. I can't say that.
Listen, look. If Diggs is being covered, Booty's going to be wide open over there. So give it to him. All right, and that'll take us to the final matchup of the weekend on Sunday night. The LA Rams travel to Chicago at 6:30 on NBC and Peacock. The Rams are a 3.5-point favorite because it's not on the screen. Gordon, Gage, we'll go ahead and start with you here. What do you think on this one?
I'm very interested to see what Gordo does for this one, because if he does pick the underdogs, he would be going for the Bears. I'm not going to go with the Bears. I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. Offense putting up points. You just got to lean on your defense just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think they'll be able to. The run game last week for Chicago wasn't extravagant. The leading rusher was DeAndre Swift. I think he had under 60 yards. Might have been like 57 or something like that. Kyle Monangai, not a big game out of them. They had a couple wide receiver rushes, and they were both for negative yards. So I'm going to roll with the Rams in this one. Puka and Devontae Adams almost uncoverable. And if they do what Green Bay did last week, attack Kyler Gordon, I think the Rams receiving core at least is going to have a big game. So give me the Rams, and they cover this.
Yeah, so last week, they picked on Kyler Gordon quite a bit, and it was successful. The Rams, this game right here is going to be the over-under is 48.5. Maybe take the over, because both these teams can put up some points. The Bears have been in some exciting games this year. Me and Gordon have both seen the wrong side of it. The Bears beating the Bengals, the Bears beating the Packers in those 2 games at prime time. But I think that their luck runs out this week. I think that the Rams are just going to be too much for them to handle, and I think that the Rams win. I don't think they've got anybody that can cover Puka and Adams. Give me a Rams win and give me a Rams cover. I think they win by more than a touchdown in this game. Yeah, and the Bears season is over. Gordon, what are you thinking here?
Well, my theme was the away teams. Every team I picked has been the away team. I kind of figured the Rams would be favorites, so my theme was away teams. It couldn't be just the underdogs, because I wouldn't pick Chicago if they went 17-0 and hadn't given up a point all season. I'd still go away from them. I don't like Chicago.
How about Ben Johnson? You like Ben Johnson?
Well, he could go screw himself with a 12-inch sandpaper the size of his arm, sideways with spikes. It's just me. Anyways, no, No, Kyler Gordon, nobody in that Bears secondary wants anything to do with Devontae Adams because he was part of the duo that owned him. He's the superintendent of Chicago. Aaron Rodgers is the owner. Devontae Adams is the superintendent. I think he got more touchdown passes against Chicago than he has any other team in NFL, and he's got a lot of them on him. So I hope Chicago loses by 57. I hope in the fourth quarter, Sean McVay says we're up 60-3. What do you want to do? Let's throw a bomb to Naku or Adams down the sideline. Let's score another one. Then we're going to onside kick it and try to get it back. No, they can't because they're not going to be down. But yeah, go for the sack, but drop your helmet.
So Gordon.
He's going with the Bears.
He's going
with the Rams. The Rams, and hopefully by 60.
If the Bears pull off the home upset, you're painting your fingernails next week on this show, right, Gordon?
No.
In honor of Caleb Williams.
No, I think Caleb Williams is going to throw an interception. It's going to put a painted nail in the coffin.
That is our picks for the week on the divisional round playoffs. Me and Gordon went all road teams. Gage picked all road teams except for the Patriots. We're all kind of on the same page here. Gordon, I cannot pass you up if we're picking the same things. But yeah, that's our picks, guys, for this week. You know, if you feel like you're kind of low on your energy, I suggest going to dubby.gg, using our promo code YELLING. It'll save you 10% at checkout. Gage, what is that new flavor that they've got out there?
It is called Lunar Strawberry Margarita. Non-alcoholic, unfortunately, but it looks really cool. I mean, it's like if you've ever seen like a shiny Pokemon card, that is the label on it. It is a shiny label. Only 1,500 tubs are being made. So once it sells out, it's done. Gone. Boom. Forever. It is blue with the natural ingredients in it. And they even have the description. It'll confuse your brain and taste buds with how good it is. Mine is ordered, so I'm hoping it gets here soon. Maybe by next week, we can try it out on the show. Nice. Right now, I have Dragonade inside of here. It is dragon fruit and pink strawberry lemonade. Pretty good. It was one of the sample packs that came along when I first ordered it. So pretty good all around. I haven't found a flavor I don't like.
Me either. Every flavor I've tried so far has been really good. They're still doing the little inner promotional thing with Chainsaw Man, and there's some anime things I believe that they've got out there too that they're, cross promoting with. But go check them out. Use our promo code YELLING. It'll save you 10%. And with that, guys, that brings us to the end of the divisional round pick'ems. Next week when we talk on here, we'll be down to the final four, the two championship games of the conferences. Guys, it's almost here. The season's almost over with, guys. How are we feeling at this point in time?
Sad. The same way that I started out the show. Sad.
Yeah, it's bad.
Look, I'm already looking into the UFL draft. The Louisville Kings, they drafted Lynn Bowden and Benny Snell, like two former Kentucky Wildcats. Hey.
Snell is my guy. I love him.
Snell, yeah.
But, okay, bring that up a little bit. DC Defenders, we got our quarterback back, Jordan Tamu. We got him back. Running back, we got Abram Smith back. He was out all of last season with an injury, but he killed it in 2023. And then they also got a guy that was talked about at the beginning of the season, never got to play in Tampa Bay. Desmond Watson. The guy's going to be able to play some football.
You know who else is going to be able to play some football? He got drafted somewhere. I can't remember where. Hunter Deckers. It got drafted somewhere in the UFL. And Gordon, wait for this one. I believe the Columbus Aviators, who you claimed as your team on here at the beginning of this talk, drafted Clayton Tune, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
You know what? That's a positive. You know why? He won't be on the Packers next year.
Well, he might be. He might be on the Packers next year if he performs well.
Yeah. So, brush up on your UFL, boys, because March 27th is when it starts. So we'll get a little bit of a break between NFL and UFL, but it'll be here. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to watch the Louisville Kings.
Excited for DC to just win it all again. I mean, they got Kai Nakua. He's a safety. I think he's brother or cousin or something like that. He's somehow related to Puka. I'm not exactly too sure how he's related, but it's some sort of family.
Yeah. But that'll be coming up pretty soon. But do y'all have anything else you want to add here to the end of this podcast?
No. Actually, I do got one thing, just to put a little salt in the wound to our resident Packers fan over here. So, the lead that was blown this past weekend. You know what other lead Matt LaFleur has blown since he's been in the NFL? 28-3. He was the quarterbacks coach in Atlanta when they lost to New England.
So I did not remember that. Thank you for reminding me. So that tells me he's used to this.
Hey, and scan our QR code, which is here this time, right, guys? It's right there.
I see it.
That'll lead you to Spotify. I'm not just telling you to scan a phantom QR code. It's really here this time. And it'll take you to Spotify. If you want to check us out on Spotify, you want to check us out on Apple, iHeart, anywhere you get your podcasts, leave us a review, comment, talk some smack. Hey, dude, where you at?
Hey, dude, you talked a lot at the beginning of the season. I thought more highly of you. Since week 18, you kind of remind me of a Dallas Cowboys fan. You're all talking till you lose, and then you shut up. You disappear. Come on, man.
Packers fan talking smack on the Ravens, dude.
I like it, and I don't think we could top that for the rest of the show. And that'll do it for us here, and we'll catch you all next week when we talk conference championships.
Later.
Peace.